In this video, we're going to be doing a student interview with my man Steven on how he grew his Amazon business to $60K a month with online retail arbitrage. Let's get into it. So Steven, you and I are hanging out with some of our other Amazon seller friends this week in Miami, but just to get started, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I started Amazon a little over a year ago. Prior to that, I sold stuff on eBay. I can go into that later, but with Amazon, I started with books, and then I went to retail arbitrage, and then online arbitrage. The next step is wholesale, and then private label.
Yeah, and so he started the hard way. A lot of you guys watching this that are new, you don't know about needing to start with books the way we had to when we got started, basically. So what did that look like in terms of the book hustle?
So books started out with just going to thrift stores, and then I went to book sales. But when you go to book sales, thrift stores, everyone just goes in there, minds their own business, put their headphones in and just scans. I didn't do that. I mean, I did that, but like in a different way. I would go network with the workers, and I was able to get backroom access. They'd hold stuff for me. They would keep textbooks aside, wouldn't give other people the stuff because they knew me, and I would know the shelves and how everything worked at that store. So I had such an advantage over my competitors.
Yeah, so after a little while, you got the compounding effect of the second time a library sale was happening, or when the thrift store gets new inventory or something like that.
Exactly. And with the network of people I had, they would tell me if they got a ton of books, what was going on. So then I was always on top of it. Sometimes I'd bring them pizza. Like I would just, because they would give me a couple $100 in inventory, and once in a while I'd bring them a $20 pizza. The return is incredible.
Yeah, and books is a lot of fun because it's like so cheap, and it's such a good way to learn because stuff's so cheap. You're getting stuff, like you can get a lot of books for free even, just off people giving them away basically. And then what made you want to go from books pretty quickly and get into retail arbitrage?
So I just realized that like books is just a constant grind. Like it was fun and all, but I was traveling a ton more for books. It was just like always hit or miss. Like if someone went there prior to you, you might only pull 10 bucks for an hour of work, and maybe you're only getting 20, 30 bucks. I mean, that's not bad, but that's not the kind of money I was trying to make with this business. And so then I went to retail arbitrage, and I did a lot of like liquidation places like Ollie's and different places like that.
Those are such a good opportunity. You guys got to check on Google Maps or any. What should they be looking up? Like discount stores?
Discount stores,
liquidation
like
stores, Ollie's is one.
Discount stores. And it's not just like hometown, like little liquidation places that are great. Walmart has the clearance aisle. It's not, I don't know, it's not my favorite, not my area of expertise, but with the liquidation places, it's all about knowing the product and the shelves. It's not about like going and just scanning once. Like my liquidation place that I go to, I know the shelves, I know what's new, I know what I've sold, and it's just repetitively like rebuying the same thing. I go to the next store and just buy the same stuff, clear the shelf, next one and next one. So I'm not scanning everything just loosely, I guess, and just randomly. I'm going with a mission, and I know what I'm going for, and I'm pulling that out.
Yeah, that's how people with Nike outlets that are really good are too, because after you've gone a couple times, you kind of start to get to learn how they work when different stuff goes on sale. So that's why it's really important to test out all that, like see if you have any outlets nearby, see if you have any like discount liquidation stores, etc. And even like regionally or just mom and pop like pharmacies. One of my friends on Twitter has a ton of success with that. And then I know that your margins are crazy. You want to talk about the retail arbitrage margins a little bit?
Yeah, I run about 100% ROI on most of my products.
Said that so casually.
I mean, like I've now like dropped my ROI significantly. Like not like what I'm sourcing, just because I'm just trying to get more volume. Like
yeah.
But when my inventory lab now is like 90% ROI, but it used to be like 103 about a month and a half ago.
For a lot of like the grocery stuff. Yeah.
And I sourced within 2 days. I've sourced over 2,000 items, and that I pick up trucks full, and like one chain I do everything with. And like I do a couple other stores in there too.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun at Ollie's that one time.
Yeah,
that's one that a lot of people are going to be able to take advantage of.
100%.
With retail arbitrage, you can get a lot better margins than with online arbitrage because it's just stuff you're basically limited to only the competition your geographic area, which as we've seen from taking a look at some of this stuff by ourselves, going to outlets from time to time, like really is typically very, very low. So you guys are missing out if you're not doing any retail arbitrage. Well, now online arbitrage is great, but retail arbitrage, because there's a lot less competition on stuff, you can get some really juicy margins basically.
100%. And if you know how the stores work, like Ollie's, like sometimes certain products like I still have in storage that tanked, but now I'm printing on it because like I know how the product cycles, because a lot of products have cycles, and you know it gets tanked, and if you know how much time it's going to take to recycle for the seller count to drop, I'm not recommending this to a new person, but if you know how it cycles, you can print on that and you're just hold a little longer.
Yeah, we were talking about like Lego investing and stuff too. That's what's beautiful about Amazon is you get all the data from SellerAmp, you get a ton of data from Keepa, so you can see historically how different products have performed. But I completely agree. If you're brand new, purely just focus on finding stuff that's profitable today, that you can sell today, everything like that.
And almost everything if I hold it, I know it's gonna be I could sell it now, but I'm just waiting a little longer for the market to thin out. I have a product I paid at Ollie's. I bought. I was on an Ollie's trip, just driving around, and there's a little Neutrogena soap thing. It's not in stores anymore. I mean, once in a while it comes in, and it came in. I went to all the stores, and I got like, I don't know, 400 of them. I had a $4 buy cost, and it dropped down to $18, so it's still really profitable at the time. But I knew it was gonna come back up, and now I'm selling it for like 25, and I should be able to sell it for about 30 pretty soon because the seller count's just diminished. And but I did buy that a few months ago, so it's different.
Sweet. Can you talk a little bit about the building relationship side of doing retail arbitrage and having success with it? Because I think that's another big competitive advantage people watching this can go ahead and implement.
It's 100%. So when a lot of people do retail arbitrage, they don't talk to other people. Like I see other retail arbitrage people like in the stores, and even me and Miles saw them the other day at Ollie's. Like they hide from people. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to see my product.
And the managers and the employees and stuff. When the managers and employees have so much knowledge that can benefit you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Let me get that real quick. But like, I talk to other people. Like, I network with my competitors even there. But with the managers and everything, I talk to them. Like, I'll sometimes bring them food. I'll just like make them my friend. Like genuinely, not like trying to like just make money off of them, but they'll benefit me so much more in the future because I just have a competitive advantage. If they get a product and they give me a call, I'm like, yeah, I want it all. No one else gets that opportunity because I already swept the floor with all the profits.
So you can price differently, you can navigate differently on if you're able to take advantage of the majority of the supply. And the only reason you were able to do that is because you took the time and did the stuff that necessarily didn't scale and build that relationship with the managers and stuff like that. Like we walked into this one place to do some retail arbitrage like 2 months ago, one of the first times we were hanging out. Basically, and he's like saying hi to employees and stuff like that. And that's how you know you have a place on lock when they're gonna go the extra mile because you've gone the extra mile.
I can go to back rooms where no one else can go. I can go I'll ask them, hey, what's hot right now? What's selling? Hey, do you know what? We just sold a ton of this, or someone else.
That's a really good one to ask. Yeah, what's selling? Because the people buying a lot of stock are people like you and I.
And like they just know me, and like I'm like, they'll be like, someone just bought a ton of this. Just check it out, or hey, this has been moved really fast. Half the time it's not great, but the other half the time it's like, holy crap, I didn't see that. A product I saw when I was home last, I bought like 100 units of it. I didn't even notice it, but the one person was like, yeah, I saw someone buy $2,000 worth of this, and I was like, all right, let me go check it out. Bam, bought it, I don't know, $1,000 worth of it. And yeah, like I didn't see that profit there, but the owner knew about it, gave it to me.
There we go. Yeah, if you getting to know the owner's a different place. And you guys got to make sure you follow Steven on Instagram. Steven Does Business. Yeah. Right on Instagram. We're working on the Twitter part too. You know, the man's got some funny reels right there. It'll be linked below, so definitely check that out as well. And then so we talked on the book side of things, the retail arbitrage, which you've had some like really good success. One last point on that was I was intrigued when we were sourcing together in terms of how you thought about sales rank, right? Because we're looking at some stuff that might be like, you know, 200,000 sales rank. We're looking at the SellerAmp app, not a ton of estimated sales. One seller though, ROI is 100%. You were taking some of that stuff, right? So how do you think about that product criteria?
So like my point of view, not everyone agrees with this. I don't really care what the sales rank is, to be perfectly honest. I care about what the seller count's doing. That's how I look at a lot of my stuff. And if I see the seller count's dropping or its health moving,
then it has to be selling.
It has to be
doing. Yeah.
Am I going to buy 1,000? No. But will I buy maybe 30 of it? Yeah. I'll test the market and see what it does. And a lot of those products, no one else is going to jump on, and it's just going to be me on the listing and maybe one other person.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty intriguing. I was on a call with one of my guys that I'm working with, and he was showing me how he had a ton of success with this shoe that was in 120,000 rank basically. And then we were looking at the Keep chart. We were like, hey, while the rank's high, it clearly is moving based on the seller count, right? So you can see that really easily on Keep and SellerAmp in terms of what's happening with that stuff basically. And then before we finish off, so you've now started to, because you live in Florida, but also similar to me in Pennsylvania, basically, and you've kind of been out of multiple places, so now you've been getting a prep center involved with online arbitrage. Let's talk a little bit about how you've been able to have success with that.
Yeah, the prep center changed everything with OA. Like, I would not have spent, a couple weeks ago, I spent like $30,000 on a single sale, and I would not have done that without a prep center because I don't want to prep it. I don't want to pay sales tax. Like, I wouldn't want to just done the whole thing. I could just send it all there. They pack it all up, send it out. Yeah, OA's good. I mean, I love RA and OA and
yeah, well, it's a lot of fun. Like, you can tell, like, people can tell watching this that we like doing this stuff, and that's once again why there's such like beautiful positive feedback loop. Because right, if you're watching this and you haven't really gotten sales, you haven't started the compounding process of, like, the more profitable products you find, the more money you make, so the more fun you have doing it, so the more you do it, so the more products you find, the more money you make, the more fun you have it, the more you do it.
And just as important as finding profitable, like, I could, if I was fresh in Amazon, the only thing I would need to know about Amazon is network with people. Because I could not know anything about Amazon, but if I start networking with people, just being myself, I would be able to build another Amazon business, like, just fresh, no knowledge about Amazon. Because when you talk to other people and other sellers, like, it just makes everything better. Like, you can just learn from them. Like, you take a little advice from, like, it's crazy, like, what networking can do. Like, look, I'm with Miles right now. Like, it's networking. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, it is, though, at the same time, you know, it's hard for a lot of people to put themselves out there, and then it's a little disingenuous thinking, because technically we're competitors with this stuff, right? But the way I like to think about it, basically, is like, it's just going to be a lot easier if you're talking to other people. And there's some of you guys watching this where, you know, you might have asked me a question or like responded to a tweet, commented on a video, etc. But you've never really talked to someone else in terms of like a private like Zoom call or Discord call or something like that. When the biggest differentiating factor between like Steven or myself and someone like you is, sure, we've been doing it longer, but we also talk to a bunch of others on a day-to-day basis. So we absorb lots of knowledge and information.
Yeah, I would say I didn't really start talking to other Amazon sellers, like mainly OA ones I talk to, because that's like what I'm a lot more focused on right now. But yeah, like, I didn't start until Christmas, and it's amazing what happened. Like, I have VAs now with a couple other people. We bought in together with some VAs. Like, it's just like we can go through a sale, assign people. Like, we're like, all right, I'll take this category, I'll take this here. Like, and we can just rip through the sale in 2 hours. What would have taken me 2 days to do by myself. It's amazing what just networking can do.
Yeah, it's teamwork at the end of the day. Like, no one ever did anything great like by themselves. And if you consider like just what'll be easier is if you're doing it on your own versus doing it by yourself, like with other people, like from the free Discord, which is below, people you meet on socials, etc. Like, beautiful things can happen, and then, you know, you might end up hanging out with them too, basically. With that, so where can people find you on Instagram, Steven?
Steven Does Business.
Yep, it'll be linked below. How many followers you got?
I think like 900. Let's get that number
let's
up.
get it to 1,000 today, guys. Go check Steven out. You're gonna see more funny RA reels, some of your boy on there. So thanks for guys for watching. Thanks for some value. See you guys in the next one.